Ladies and gentlemen, this is Remy LaCroix.
Popsicle for lunch.
Oh, you saucy little madam, aren't you? Because I know for a fact that's not the only popsicle she likes to enjoy. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what do subscribers say on my recent video? Dwayne Johnson 5062 Kung Fu Hot Dog, my reaction. Laugh, laugh, clap, clap. You always put a smile on my face. Gets me laughing. What the? They all sound like they're mating in the wilderness. Wah, wah, wah. Of course, dear Wayne is referring to the crazy flash mob of people at GDC 2024 when they all started screaming like a pack of wild hyenas. Basage13 just found your channel today. That Arnold clip from Pumping Iron made me laugh hard. Funny stuff. You got a new subscriber. Basage13, you are very welcome. Robert Barger 3694 says, you are my favorite new YouTuber. Your videos are hilarious. And Mr. Barger, thank you for subscribing, sir.
Jason King? Huh. You're pretty good.
You know what? In my search, in my endeavor to do a little background, digging around for a certain Miss Petite adult film star, and obviously I had to keep this video PG-13 because anything above, oh, I'm going to get totally censored. I couldn't believe when I saw this. Of course, you know who the adult film star is. Her name is on here, but oh my gosh, Mr. Dave Navarro from Jane's Addiction is on stage with two questionable ladies, shall we say, giving an award. I know why Dave was actually there, because quite clearly his schedule was free for the entire day.
The award for Best Actress in a feature film.
So Dave and his 6 friends, 6, I hear you cry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't you just love maths? Who's the award for, Dave, with your strange nose ring? Oh my God! Oh, look at old Remy LaCroix, you saucy little madam. Oh, the thigh-high boots. Oh, nice pat on the bottom. That's what you need to do, Sydney Sweeney. When your turn comes to be on the Oscars to win an award, you need to get your bum patted by me, hopefully. But let's get on with today's video, folks, because, Sweet Baby Inc. have been hit with a bullseye yet again on the Steam curator page. What is it?
Work very hard to get marginalized talent into the industry, to protect them the way that we would want to have been protected, to lift them up, and to get them into an industry where they're too often shut out. And basically, I think to take over, in the hopes that some really dope people will be able to lead into kind of a new era for an industry that's been kind of, the same way too long. We work very hard to get marginalized talent into the industry, to protect them the way that we...
Go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
I wear sunglasses at night so I can track the visions in my mind. There's someone behind me, isn't there?
At the end of the day,
I'm
still hot though.
The name's Nukem. Duke Nukem. No, I'm not here to kick ass or chew bubblegum. I'm not here to get even with those alien bastards for shooting up my ride either. I'm here to tell you to watch Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. So watch out for him and his babes of the 1980s. Oh, and one more thing. Hail to the king, baby.
Help me!
This gentleman right here is Sean Pierre. He was the main host of the Independent Games Festival Awards and Developers Choice Awards live stream, otherwise known as GDC 2024. Glad I saw this clip because it's pretty hilarious. Well, in fact, it's not even the clip, it's part of the whole nearly 3-hour long live stream. So without further ado, let's hear what the very nervous and somewhat insufferable Mr. Pierre had to say.
We've already seen thousands of people losing work this year because they're not being valued the way they should be.
I wonder where this is going.
People are working overtime and on weekends only to be left behind after a game is completed. It's unhealthy, it's certainly not sustainable, and
that's not necessarily true. Again, I've spoken about this back in the good old days, the mid-noughts of gaming, where devs were happy to work overtime on Saturday and Sunday. Again, you're working on a AAA title. If it gets you big bucks, which at that time, there was no problem about AAA titles being released and guaranteed money breakers. But now, apparently, if you do it, it's crunch and you can't get any recompense.
the end result of this is a weaker game industry for all of us. And to be clear, this lack of respect exists all throughout the game industry in many different forms.
Where exactly,
from
Sean?
the billion-dollar companies to the smaller independent studios, from inside and outside the games industry. Between the countless announcements of layoffs, we are also reading too many stories of how people are being systematically pushed out of the games industry rather than being empowered or recognized for their contributions.
Systematically pushed out of the game industry. I mean, what kind of people are we talking about, Sean? Could it be what your people are experiencing at the minute? Black girl gamers? Of course, Jayan Lopez getting herself a nice special credit on Forspoken just to give herself some extra rep amongst the big talented community out there. And of course, the person I'll be speaking about today regarding Flintlock, the Siege of Farts.
They're being made to feel like they don't belong, that the work that they're doing is not significant and instead harmful to games.
Look at that face. That is the face of deflation, of defeat, of why the fuck am I standing here making this very stupid speech for? Oh, I know why, because I've got a very big paycheck waiting at the end of this presentation. Yeah, have your opinion, Sean. You're out there, you're in a very badly tailored suit. I mean, I can give you some advice about how to really suit yourself up for an occasion like this. So what do we have here, boys and girls? A brand new Dustborn trailer. 2 days ago this got released. I don't know how this missed me, but here we are, giving you a belated reaction. And to be honest, some of you out there who are new to my channel will not have known I'd made a couple of videos about this, and in fact the second video I made got me more subscribers. Look at this ratio. Only 871 people went, love it, really fantastic, while 3,200 people said no, this is absolutely dog shit. This is not only just coming out on Steam and the Xbox, but PlayStation 5. Do you really think this game is going to certainly send the sales of that console going through the roof? I don't think so. 1 minute, 48 seconds of pure hell. I have no idea what to expect, so without further ado, folks, let's play this trailer.
Nearly 4.
Oh, New Jerusalem, Utah, the Great Plains Exclusion Zone. What are you excluding, by the way? I'm very curious. By the way, Red Thread Development in Norway, the people who, they're all about social justice. This video game apparently is inspired by the summer of 2016. You know, when a certain Donald J. Trump became the 45th president of the USA?
1,000 miles on roads less traveled to a place we've never heard of in service of a shadowy employer.
Why is this soy latte man knitting? Which man knits? Maybe a few, but come on, man. Pink scarf he's making. Is it for himself or for a newborn baby on the horizon? Is this meant to be George Lucas's... What am I thinking of? American Graffiti? Oh my word. So here, in this apocalyptic wasteland, your robot, Betty, still makes you hamburger and chips. I'm assuming the hamburger is actually plant food. It's the plant substitute. Yeah, never trust people that eat plant-related food.
I'm pretending we're on a weekend.
The Yellow Brick Road. Oh, the Yellow Brick Road. The Wizard of Oz. Oh, yeah. I don't think there is any kind of symbolism where this is concerned.
Call that being shot? I don't want that. I've seen better bullet wounds in a 6th grade production of Wizard of Oz.
On the run.
From Whitey's.
Normal procedure. Let's not give them a reason to detain us.
Home run!
Oh my God, what is this dreadful song?
Be gone.
Is this Kumbaya time? Really? Are you serious? Hang on a second. Let me look at that bus. Cougar. Well, the only kind of cougar I'm thinking of should be on that bus. Bang Bros style, but I guess they're not.
Oh, what you do? Using your box?
Holy hell, man. What is this? White chick has got the worst upper lip I've seen since the mullet I saw at my local fishmonger's. Rock Rabbit's Campground. Oh, hello. I'm feeling rather camp today. How about you?
I'm not going anywhere. Stop it.
With that face, you shouldn't be going anywhere, love.
Stand down, officer.
Oh, wait a minute. Has this chick got special powers? Look at that. She's turning into female Electro from Spider-Man.
Stand down, officer. Oh, come on.
Oh, mark your words. Yeah, I forgot. This game is about the power of words. Not melee weapons, or in the case we've got Fatty Boom Boom sidekick here, who likes to jump off platforms like buses or what have you and flatten her opponents. But here, if you use your... This is kind of like a derivative of the original Star Wars from 1977. Remember when Obi-Wan Kenobi told a stormtrooper just to let them through? It's kind of like that. It's a variant of that, but it's just diverse.
Oh, come on. Look at the fun we're having together.
Wow, this is AAA gaming, folks. This is the video games that you've been dreaming about for all of your lives. Crypts and Cultists. Is this meant to be a variant of D&D? By the way, can we just comment on this black dude's Julius Caesar hairstyle? What's going on with that? What are we trying to suggest here? That Romans were actually black folks, not Romans?
Hold the bus up. We walk among you. Not dragging us into this would have been helpful. Right behind you. But if we keep fighting, we won't make it through the Republic.
Is that meant to be a George Michael t-shirt? Believe. Yeah, if I was on the wasteland in an apocalyptic world and I came across these guys, I'll actually throw myself to a pit of rattlesnakes. Hang on a second. Whoa. What the fuck is this? Right, call me a conspiracy theorist here. This statue bears a vague resemblance to either John F. or Robert Kennedy. I mean, I might be spitballing here, folks, but have a closer look at that. And funny enough, it's not a woman of color who's ripping off the head, it's a robot instead. Reminiscent of 2020, when people started getting mad about BLM and taking down statues that were never problematic before, but suddenly, oh no, that's a white slave trader. We've got to yank that statue down. That's an interesting creation right there, folks. Any symbolism behind that? I guess not. Ooh, it's the four-eyed monster with antlers.
You look after each other.
Oh my dear God. This has to be on my thumbnail. It's got to be. This is Western video gaming. AA, AAA, quadruple A, that new ridiculous terminology that was made up last year. I'm actually speechless. Marcus Phoenix, you're speechless as well, aren't you, mate? Yeah, I've got a big Marcus Phoenix statue in the corner, which I can't put up here because he's too big and girthy. Wishlist now. Oh, I can't wait. I just wish Sweet Baby Inc. were involved with this, but they're not. Ladies and gentlemen, this is rather interesting. So Dustborn, apparently when I did a search for an interview with the development team of Red Thread, I came across this. It's a Czech symphonic blackened death metal band from the Czech Republic, also called Dustborn. What do you sound like, you Czech blackened death metalers? Sounds rather good, actually, if you don't mind me saying so myself. Obviously, I can't play anymore for copyright reasons, but I do wonder now if there's going to be a bit of confusion between this band and, in fact, are Dustborn even very successful? Let's have a look. So Dustborn, it seems, were established in 2019, way before the development of Dustborn, the video game. So I wonder if there might be a copyright confusion here, because again, remember what happened with ISOM and the Ripperverse and how Eric July had to settle something out of court with the ISOM, the Christianity Church organization that had their name well before that comic book character was even established. As Eric July infamously said, we stayed in our lane and they stayed in theirs, which is a euphemism for we pay them off so we can carry on using their trademarked name. Oh, I do wonder. That's rather interesting. I was hoping to see an interview with the developers behind this game, but it looks like no such thing actually exists. Oh, here we go. So 14 hours ago, the 20th of August, 2024, Dustborn gets released as announced officially by Red Thread Games. 3 comments, only 10 retweets, 59 likes, and 1,400 views. That is pretty terrible. There's just no engagement. We are Dustborn. Oh no. Oh no. Wishlist on Steam. That is John F. Kennedy. That's him, isn't it? I can't be mistaken, but you ripped his head off. Did he really make America bad? I thought he was a symbol for hope, actually. I thought the whole point of video games was to be entertaining, not to be political. Have I lost the plot, ladies and gentlemen? If so, leave a comment below and let me know.
So let's have fun.
So game number 18 on Cabrutus Rambo's Steam Curator page is Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. It is not recommended because it's a very interesting story how this game was on people's radar. Now it's gained a prominence overnight, shall we say, because yes, I'm afraid it's got Kim Belair's god-awful narrative written all over this game. So Grums over on Twitter X said, proof Sweet Baby Inc. ruins games. SBI game Flintlock by A44 Games has been overrun by the woke. I used to work there. Flintlock was a good project with lots of potential. Then it became ruined. Oh dear. Before I go further, said Grums, please note this is rumor from a source that seems very knowledgeable about the studio's inner thighs workings. Take that as it is. If others would like to verify, please DM Grums Anon, the CEO and the coup at A44 are no longer with the company, but the damage seems to have been done already. That is god-awful, isn't it? When coup and casting director Andrea Tops Harjo joined the studio, her first actions were to change the character to hire Sweet Baby Inc. and change the main character, who was a white pirate, to a POC. Look, this is my own theory and rumor. I reckon the original female character they might have had on mind was based on a real life female pirate, not Anne Bonny, but her counterpart, Miss Mary Mark Reed. Yep, Mark is in the masculine because female pirates back in the day had to disguise themselves as male pirates so they wouldn't get hoodwinked and thrown off that plank. But can you imagine, it might have been a good concept in that respect. Of course, when you look at the actual trailer for The Siege of Dawn, it's pretty cringeworthy now that you actually know who's involved with this. And yes, yet again, Cabrutus Rambo did reach out to this source from A44, who actually claimed that since the departure of Miss Harjo a couple of years ago, that they've actually reverse coursed the game. Now it's got no SBI stink all over it, but since they couldn't offer proof, it's now made it to the curator list, so there's not much they can do at this stage unless somebody wants to verify it. And then of course Cabrutus will actually go and re-amend that entry and take it off if deemed necessary. But I do like the damage control. In fact, what Grums has said here is even more worrisome, because what he goes on to say is that Andrea Tops Harjo is rumored to have used the company's funds, that's A24, or rather A44, because A24 would never allow that shit to happen at their company, and to manpower to power her personal agenda and projects on initiatives not related to the game or even the studio itself. Where have we heard this kind of trash talk before? Yes, BLM, Sweet Baby Inc. It's all about getting that money and pushing an agenda that nobody asked for. One such initiative that I found is Inclusion FX, a VFX company that's an advocacy company with shades of Sweet Baby Inc. Here is the bio from the company. She held this position at Flintlock at the same time she ran Inclusion FX. I asked and I confirmed, and here it is. Audrea Tops Harjo, looking rather mannish. And by the way, in a New Zealand interview that I saw of her published online, she likes to find her inner Wonder Woman. Oh my God, Wonder Woman being a white chick, depending on how you view that character's ethnic origin. Of course, she's actually Greek, but again, you know, the iterations, Linda Carter, of course, well, Gal Gadot, Israeli, you know, I'm probably going to get a bit all topsy-turvy there, has worked in the entertainment industry for almost 30 years. So she's a veteran, she's got experience. She worked for Sony Pictures, Contact Starship Troopers, then X-Men 2, Electronic Arts, Medal of Honor, Weta Effects, which shocked the hell out of me, for Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the Hobbit films, which would explain why when you watch that there's some black inclusion in a Tolkien white world. She produced 3 independent films, Secrets, All In, The Available Wife, none of which I've heard of, and served as Mind the Machine's VFX producer on Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves, which I've heard is a pretty good show on Apple TV. Audrea served as COO at A44 Games Flintlock in Wellington, New Zealand, and while there, founded Inclusion FX. Oh, Moosey. Terrible. So what is Audrea Tops Harjo's agenda apart from getting in there and ruining the video game franchise with this forthcoming title, which, if it's proven to be associated with Sweet Baby Stinky Poos, is going to go down that rabbit hole of absolute wokeness, and there it shall resign and stay. But what I find very funny, this article from Game Rant from 2022, June of that year, Flintlock The Siege of Dawn looks like a slower Forspoken. Isn't that fun? And by the way, Forspoken actually is the incorrect spelling. It should have an E between the R and the S. But I guess some people thought, oh no, people might confuse it with foreskin. Well, too late for that because it ended up being on a landfill anyway.
I just moved shit with my mind.
I just keep hearing I.
I just moved shit with my freaking mind!
So what's quite funny about this article is already built up a lot of hype that was Forspoken, of course it has, but then when they discuss the combat in Siege of Dawn, it provides its protagonist, Nor, with 3 means of attack. The hatchet, 4 hatchets, that acts as the primary melee weapon, the Flintlock pistol, that gives her range, and certain magical abilities for higher damage stats. Nor's variety in weapons allows her to deal a lot more or a lot more damage and focus on close quarter encounters. The reliance on a melee weapon significantly slows down attack speed and forces players to chain together attacks from different weapons to create lethal combos. So isn't that bizarre? Norvanik, which sounds about as Scandinavian as it can get, is now a black chick. Okay.
Things that I would never do in real life.
Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn, is going to be the next Forspoken. Oh dear God. Well, I have nothing more to say on this topic, folks, except I love making these videos. And unlike other folks out there who are grifting for the sake of it because their normal subject matter wasn't video games in the first place, I'm glad I found a new audience who know that I genuinely come from the heart. And yes, while I am gazing longingly into the eyes of Remy LaCroix, well, now she looks like a rejected version of Mariah Carey without the singing talent, but oh my God, she's quite a delight to look at for certain things I've seen her in. She's quite the naughty little madam. In fact, why don't you model a game on her and it might become a big absolute hit with tits. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to be number 19 and 20 on that Steam curated list for the god-awful Sweet Baby Inc. Do you think that company's going to survive another year? Or will they run out of work and try to infiltrate Hollywood? Because my God, if you've got to do it from within, start with video games and work your way up that wormy cascade of absolute slime and filth that is the entertainment industry, which now and then has given me a good old time. But in fact, I'm looking forward to playing some of the MotorStorm games later on the PlayStation 3 and hopefully on my PC at some point, because my thing is built to run down even the biggest shipping armada out there on the Caribbean coast. And if I were you, and if you were me hearties, I'll see you on the next video.
And that's enough partying for me today. I'm Naomi, Captain Gnome's Call, and this has been Too Cool Crazy. Me hearties! Was that party enough for you?